from the impeachment hearing. Governors push for registration of the Social Health Authority with over 12 million Kenyans registered already. Ministry of Foreign Affairs forced to explain the repatriation of 4 Turkey nationals, says their government requested. Well, my name is Cynthia Nanjala. Let me get this show started. Now, impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua now claims that Justice Anthony Mrima, who is one of the judges handling his impeachment case, is a close friend of Senate Speaker Amason Kingi. Gachagua and the petitioner David Madenge laid it out as a basis on why the judge should disqualify himself from the case. On Thursday, the 3-judge bench was hearing another application seeking the recusal from cases touching on the impeachment process of Rigathi Gachagua.
In light of the disclosure about the relationship between Justice Mrima and the Speaker of the Senate, we find ourselves in a very unfortunate situation where the bench looks like it's on trial. Motions of recusal are normally very difficult to prosecute because the question is, and this is a question that respectfully I want to pose to the bench. Will you feel comfortable? Do you appreciate the fact that so far the events that have taken place, whatever determinations that you will arrive in these particular matters, and they are weighty constitutional national matters that affect the entire country, are you satisfied that they will be received well by the public?
The usual case law relating to recusal is inapplicable in the instant case. As a matter of fact, if I say to you very, very respectfully, if there are parties, and indeed there are, who do not want or who do not wish to see you hear this matter, please walk out. You are not the only judges in the country at all.
His lawyers, all of them, never addressed the court. The lawyers were not addressing you. It is the petitioner who was addressing you. You have already made a decision that the petitioner was addressing the gallery. Will he have confidence to appear before him? Ahmed Nasir Sr., when he was constantly spotted by the Supreme Court that he was attacking the courts, the court decided to punish. When he appeared, all the members of the Supreme Court recused themselves. They never gave him audience. Will the Deputy President have audience before you when the main substantive motion comes before you?
Now, still in court, President William Ruto's lawyer Kamotho Njenga withdrew from the impeachment petition following Supreme Court's decision that determined the head of state cannot be subject to civil proceedings. Article 143(2) of the Constitution states that civil proceedings shall not be instituted in any court against the president or a person performing the functions of that office during their tenure in respect of anything done or not done in exercise of their powers under the Constitution.
Bring to the attention of the court that we shall no longer be acting for the 6th respondent in this matter, and to that effect we have filed a notice to cease acting on account of the Supreme Court decision that determined that the president cannot be subject to civil proceedings. So in that regard, we will not be able to act contrary to an express court order, and we have therefore filed a notice to cease acting, and we ask the court to deem that to be a sufficient notice that the person named as the 6th respondent is now unrepresented in these proceedings.
Thank you, Dr. Kamotho. However, we are not inclined to do anything this afternoon except the business of the two files before the court. After that, we can take directions as may be necessary.
Most obliged.
Now, the Universal Health Coverage Program Social Health Insurance Fund has received a major push after the Council of Governors encouraged Kenyans to register to the new health scheme. According to the Social Health Authority, over 12 million Kenyans have been moved to the new scheme, even as the rollout continues to face challenges. Mudhoni Caroline reports.
The Council of Governors has called on Kenyans to register for the new social health care insurance, saying the benefits outweigh the challenges witnessed as it picks up. Speaking in Turkana, accompanied by 7 governors for the Tobonglore Cultural Festival, Council of Governors Chair and Wajir Governor Ahmed Abdullahi said the entry of SHA signaled the end of NHIF, and thus there must be a multi-sectoral approach not just for the government to adopt SHA. He added that there was need for the expedition of fixing any challenges being witnessed, noting they were consistent with the beginning of any system.
Saizi kuna kuandikisha Wakenya katika insurance mpya ya SHA, Social Health Insurance. Mnavyojua sasa hakuna NHIF. Na tunahitaji Wakenya wote wajiandikishe, wajisajili katika hii insurance mpya, kwa sababu hii ndio italeta usawa katika sekta ya afya.
The newly introduced Social Health Authority Health Insurance Scheme, which replaced National Hospital Insurance Fund on October 1st, has swiftly passed 12.5 million registrations, just 2 million short of the now defunct National Healthcare Insurance Fund (NHIF). This milestone comes despite of initial skepticism and confusion among Kenyans when the scheme was launched. Health Cabinet Secretary Dr. Deborah Barasa, while speaking in Nairobi as she met civil servants, reassured the public that health services are now available through SHA, replacing the National Health Insurance Fund (NHIF). Barasa highlighted the successful transition of services, especially in critical care areas like dialysis and cancer treatment, noting that all patients receiving dialysis have been registered and are receiving uninterrupted care. She also encouraged further registrations under SHA to ensure no patient is left without treatment.
We will work together to ensure that Kenyans have accessible, affordable, quality care from the poor, the vulnerable, the orphans, those who are employed, and those who are in informal settings. So again, as you have read through, the primary health care will be having the free primary health care, and other the social health insurance will have health insurance for other levels of care, as well as emergency, chronic and critical illness, which again will be free. So we want to assure you that the transition will continue and it will be seamless. We will have everyone accessing service. There will be accessible health service delivery at all levels of care. And equally for the NHIF staff, what we can assure is that they will be transitioned. No one will lose their job at the process, and the contributions, as we had said, will be as stipulated.
Not long ago, Kenyans from all over the country raised their concerns about their confusion and their disappointment after being turned down for treatment by healthcare officials, claiming that NHIF is no longer in use, and if treatment is to be administered, they either pay cash or register for SHA.
Sasa hiyo message ya SHA sijapata na nimeapply hiyo ya SHA. Sijarudishwa nini message yote ijarudi. Juu ile ya kwanza ililipwa almost 100 na hiyo card nililipia. Ilikuwa almost 1 year ago. Ililipwa na hiyo card. Sasa mimi pia nilikuwa nategemea hii card italipa. Hii surgery ya hii ya pili. Juu alifanywa surgery.
Mudhoni Caroline reporting for EBN News.
Thanks, Carol. Now, the State Department for Diaspora Affairs has released a status report on the evacuation of Kenyans from Lebanon. The report was released as of 24th of October. Total evacuations done so far stands at 133, with 62 Kenyans landing in the country on Wednesday night. The government, partners and stakeholders bore the costs of evacuations, and the process is still slow due to the ongoing conflict in Lebanon, even as the government is appealing to Kenyans to stop traveling to Lebanon. President William Ruto commissioned a state-of-the-art cardiothoracic center at Tenwek Mission Hospital in Bomet County. The facility, one of its kind in East Africa, was put up with funding from the African Gospel Church, World Gospel Mission, and the Samaritan's Purse. The president lauded faith-based organizations for partnering with the national government to provide affordable, accessible healthcare to Kenyans over the years. The head of state said the national government will review and scale down visa and work permit requirements to missionaries to ease their operations.
Let me give assurance to the missionary community who have requested us to review their work permits and the visa requirements for them and scale them down. I want to agree with you that that is an area that is of concern to missionaries, and therefore we will reconsider our position and bring missionary class of visas to the level that you have requested, so that we can be able to continue to work with you as you provide service to our nation. The win-win outcome that comes when the state and the church work together, when the private sector and public sector work together in a collaborative manner, we get results that make everybody a winner. And therefore, I want to commend our mission hospitals across Kenya. They have come through, they have become reliable, trusted partners of the government of Kenya in the delivery of health.
Now, Principal Secretary for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Korir Sing'oei, confirmed that Kenya had on 18th of October 2024 repatriated 4 nationals of the Republic of Turkey to their home country at the request of their government. Dr. Sing'oei responded to this issue during a roundtable discussion with the civil society on the review of foreign policy. The Principal Secretary noted that Kenya was right to heed to the request by the government of Turkey as guided by the founding principle of non-interference with the internal affairs of other states. Sing'oei highlighted that Turkey remains a friendly nation to Kenya, with the two countries having historical and strategic diplomatic ties, as Turkey has been a vital player in the East African region, particularly on matters peace and security.
The issue of being accused of harboring subversive elements within your country who are undertaking activities detrimental to another country is a very serious thing, and you cannot ignore it. Now, this is a very difficult dilemma for Kenya, and people who think it's easy have to know that it's a very difficult dilemma, because there are 2 principles that we hold here. But one principle, the principle of non-interference on the internal affairs of another country, is a rock-solid principle that goes to the very founding of states. Okay? And the state in question, namely Turkey, is a big player now in the region, as you know. It is involved in Somalia, it's involved in Ethiopia, it's involved around our neighborhood. And so when you view a matter of this nature from a peace and security lens, you can see the dilemma that sometimes we're confronted with. And so it's not a dilution or a departure from our cardinal principles necessarily. But and this is where diplomacy, operates within. Diplomacy operates within the range of balancing interests.
Residents of Gikingiri village in Manyata constituency, Embu County, have a reason to smile following the launch of the last mile power connectivity in the area. Speaking after public participation at Gikingiri shopping center, residents exuded confidence that the area that has lagged behind despite its economic potential will now rise to their benefit. And as Martin Masharia now reports, community members have expressed optimism about the positive impact of electricity in the area.
Residents of Kingiri village are celebrating the launch of last mile power connectivity, a move expected to transform their daily lives and enhance educational opportunities for local students. Speaking during a public participation event at Kingiri Shopping Center, community members expressed optimism about the positive impact of electricity in an area that has historically lagged in development despite its economic potential.
Itasaidia watoto na wazazi wao, manake sasa masomo itakuwa rahisi, hata kama ni kompyuta itakuwa ni rahisi kuoperate. Kuna wale wadogo ambao wanasoma na wakifanya standi wanafanya na ile kata mbaya ndogo inaitwa tandika. Hiyo inawasumbua, inaharibu macho, inapiga breathing system, na tunaona sasa watoto wetu watasoma kwa njia nzuri, na sisi pia bado tutajitahidi tupate nini ili hatcheries, tufanye hatcheries, tupate kuku, vifaranga, na tutajiendelesha kwa kilimo na mambo ya ufugaji.
Tumekuwa na shida ya stima kutoka kitambo. Sasa tunatarajia stima ikuje, at least tuizi upunguze huku, maduka tujenge, manyumba tujenge. Sababu stima unajua inaleta maendeleo mengi sana.
Tunafurahi sana siku ya leo kwa vile mheshimiwa Mkonji amekunja hapa na akatuahidi tutawekewa stima. Na stima itakuwa ikitusaidia sana kama sisi wakina mama tulikuwa tunaenda kusaga mahindi mbali sana. Ndio sana kwa sababu watoto wetu wale wamemalisha shule wataweka kazi hapa kama ya wedding, wasichana wataweka kazi ya saloon hata ya kinyozi.
Manyata Member of Parliament Gitunga Mukunji attended the event and acknowledged the ongoing challenges in power connectivity across Manyata. He assured residents that the government is committed to expanding electricity access in the region.
Nataka kushukuru serikali ikiongozwa na rais kwa sababu ya hii mradi ya last mile project. Hii mradi ni ya national government, si ya county government. Nataka kushukuru rais, nataka kushukuru deputy president kwa sababu kama hayuko hapo the dice is incomplete.
The contractor, however, warned residents to be careful of conmen who ask for money, noting that the exercise is free and provided by the national government through Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation.
Be aware of conmen when watakuja kuitisha pesa ndio mfanye nini? Mwekwe stima. Sawa. So you should be mkuwe patient.
Martin Masharia, EBN TV.
Well, thanks, Martin. Now, Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba has highlighted the importance of integrating ICT into classroom learning, a move he says will go a long way in enhancing the quality of education in Kenya. Speaking at Machakos Teachers Training College during the launch of the Digital Skills Training Program, the Cabinet Secretary emphasized that incorporating ICT in education has significantly improved the quality of teacher training. The CS stated that integration of technology into classrooms is essential for teachers to meet the demands of the 21st century.
Invested in the requisite ICT infrastructure, capacity building of teachers and development of digital content. The program we are launching here today, therefore, is timely and being implemented at an opportune time when competency-based teacher education targets to equip the teacher educators and the teacher trainees with the relevant knowledge and skills necessary for development of digital literacy among our learners. I'm therefore immensely grateful for the readiness to support the ministry in implementing its mandate. This great collaboration, in addition to other ICT initiatives in the teacher training colleges, will ensure our teacher trainees acquire the necessary hands-on skills required to completely deliver ICT lessons, thus improving learning outcomes in our classrooms. The chairman has clearly indicated here that we might have the gadgets, but if we do not have the teachers who are properly skilled, then those gadgets will not be utilized for the purpose for which they were meant.
A section of governors has rejected exclusionary politics in the country, calling for the unity of all Kenyans. Speaking in Turkana County, 6 county governors emphasized the clear need for the nation to come together and move away from tribal politics. They noted that there has been a deliberate effort to unite the country as opposed to pushing in different directions, particularly along tribal lines.
Munapotuambia hapa Turkana karibuni nyumbani, inamaanisha ya kwamba Kenya na dunia ni moja. Itakuwa ni jambo ambalo haifai tukisema Kenya kuja pamoja, wananchi na dunia kuja Turkana, lakini tukiwa katika Kenya tuanze mirengo ya kikabila. Na hiyo ndio maana tunashukuru Mungu kwamba wakati tunaenda mbele kama viongozi, hatutakuwa na nafasi ya kusema tusiguze hapa, tusiguze kule na tusiguze sehemu nyingine. Tunataka tuguze Kenya yote kwa sababu Kenya ni moja na wananchi wa Kenya wako pamoja. Na kwa hivyo siku ya leo ni furaha kubwa mimi nikitoka Nandi kuja hapa Turkana. Tumepata gavana kutoka Nyeri amekuja Turkana, gavana kutoka Tharaka Nithi amekuja Turkana. Na unajua hii magavana wawili hawa iko na historia mzuri. Huyu wa Nyeri ndio gavana wa yule deputy president ambaye anaondoka. Sasa Tharaka Nithi ni gavana wa yule deputy president mpya anayeingia katika nchi. Na mimi nilisema lazima niwalete wote hapa kwa sababu Kenya lazima ikuwe moja. Ama mnasema nini watu wa Turkana? Si ndio hiyo? Kaiga ni gavana wa Rigiji. Njuki ni gavana wa Profesa Kithure Kindiki. Na wote wamekuja Turkana kuja kusema tumerudi nyumbani. Kumaanisha hapa Turkana ni nyumbani ya Kindiki na ni nyumbani ya Rigiji na ni nyumbani ya President William Ruto, na tuko tayari kuwa jamii moja ya Kenya ili tuende mbele. Sisi tumekubaliana jameni.
Retired President Uhuru Kenyatta has resurfaced following months of widespread claims that he has been ailing. In a post on X on Thursday, the office of the 4th president spokesperson Kanze Dena revealed that the head of state, or the former head of state, had arrived in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, ahead of the 15th high-level retreat that aims to promote peace and stability within the continent. Convened by the African Union AU Commission, the retreat will focus on how impactful AU has been in addressing Africa-based conflicts. Photos posted on the platform showed the former head of state, Uhuru Kenyatta, engaging with high-level AU officials, including Bankole Adioya, AU Commissioner for Political Affairs, Peace and Security. Let's get sporty. Despite Junior Starlets crashing out of the ongoing Under-17 World Cup in Dominican Republic, head coach Mildred Cheche believes the historic win against Mexico has boosted their mental strength. Junior Starlets beat Mexico 2-1 in their last Group C match on Thursday morning to become the first Kenyan team to win a match in a World Cup. Valerie Nekesa, who scored Kenya's opening and first ever goal at a global stage, said the win has changed the mentality of the Junior Starlets. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that last picture was celebrations to the famous Anguka now, isn't it? So the Starlets, of course, beating 2-1 to Mexico, unfortunately not able to proceed to the next level after being bundled out. by England and the North Korea, but we appreciate them and the work they have done. The first Kenyan team ever to participate in a World Cup, especially that of a football match. So it is indeed great heights, and they have done the country proud. Well, that is where we wrap it up tonight. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Have yourselves a blessed evening. See you tomorrow, same time, same place.